you could like infer something, like especially in a frog leg where you've got those two things acting, and like not out of not necessarily out of the benevolence and not wanting to harm the frog, but I know we measure things in humans, and we don't. I assume that maybe you should do it in humans without being invasive.
You can do some things. So, for example, the way that they got that 50 millisecond of muscle contraction was they did surgery and they implanted sonar micrometry beads onto the muscle. And so what they did is they did the surgery and they measured basically the distance between those beads while the frog was jumping. That still doesn't get us all that information about force, but it gives us information about stretch. And I'm pretty sure that if you wanted to back calculate it out, if you had all the morphological parameters, you could do an inverse dynamics type of problem where you see how much force is generated when you lift off the plate, and you can back calculate out how much force must be generated at the muscle. I'm pretty sure that's possible and people have done that. Yep.
Do you know whether there are structural differences between sort of invertebrates and vertebrates in the springs that they have, or is it just basically the same?
Well, so they are mainly going to they're composed of different materials. First of all, if you're just thinking about the mantis shrimp, their exoskeleton. If so, this is where it gets confused. So, if we're thinking about just the maris, the exoskeleton, that's actually like layers of chitin that are like piled on and like in this really cool plywood type of like. There's a layer facing this way, a layer facing that way, a layer facing this way, and in that sense, that's the material makeup of the exoskeletal spring. If you look more towards like, for example, the chameleon, they're mainly storing energy in like collagen, right? So there are like differences in terms of the materials that are being used between vertebrates and invertebrates. But the really interesting thing is that they should all effectively be doing the same thing, more or less, which I think is pretty cool.
Well, thank you, everybody. And I've now ordered the food for the reception tonight at my house. So if you want to come and not eat, you can come. I'm just kidding. But, please, let's thank Mike and congratulations for phase 1 of the day.